Thanks for the tips there.
That's a very good tip.
Right,
Safety
exactly.
around the water for sure.
For sure. So you've got fungi popping up everywhere. You got rising, rivers or just fast-flowing rivers, and then you've got craters throughout the city.
It's like we live in BC.
It is. Is this finally coming to an end? Is this like almost like a record-breaking kind of July?
So this is one of the top 5 wettest Julys on record.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm going to show you a graphic here to show you where we're at, because yes, this is way more rain than we're used to in Calgary in July. So the wettest July on record was in 1927, and that's when we got 245.4 millimeters. This is all in millimeters. And then we're in the 200s in 2016. 1961, we were around 153. So the cool thing, though, when you look at these last 2 years, so this year and the 1897, we're just a millimeter away from getting into 4th place here. So 4th wettest July on record, and we're going to get another millimeter. So yes, this is way more rain than we're used to. 17 degrees is the current temperature. Looking at these next 24 hours, thunderstorms possible and showers through this evening, even up until about the midnight hour, and then things dry out for tomorrow at 23 degrees. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thAvVW.com. Cam?
Thank you, Danielle. Danielle is back again to tell the pros and cons here, right? Rain is great for the farmers, for the fields, but then you saw also in Cardston, tennis ball size hails.
Damaging.
Hail. Last night, yeah.
Yeah, and we're in the peak of storm season, so that's why we've seen a lot of the rain has been from these isolated areas getting intense rain from these thunderstorm cells, but we've also had that long-term widespread rainfall, which is why totals are so high. So in Calgary, this is at this point, at this moment, our 5th wettest July on record, but then we're looking at likely being the 4th by the time it's all said and done, because another couple millimeters possible. Okay, before we get into the severe thunderstorm watches and warnings to talk about, because there is a lot of that, we'll quickly touch on temperatures, and things have cooled down in the city as some rainfall is starting to push in again. Once again, 17 degrees at the airport. It's 18 downtown, 15 in Bragg Creek, 18 in Strathmore. Get your daily dose of greens at Serenity Golf Club, just 20 minutes east of Calgary. Into the 20s, Drumheller, Brooks, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Milk River, and Pincher Creek, and over into Cranbrook as well. But as you can see, that colder air has started to filter in, especially because we're looking at thunderstorm activity all down the foothills and tracking off to the east, which is helping to cool things down. We are going to increase in temperature. We're looking at dry weather, so a few bright days ahead for us for the rest of this week, but we're also looking at, we have to get through this first. So severe thunderstorm watch in place for all the areas in the yellow, and the most likely risk is all down the foothills, tracking towards Highway 2, and even Kiwi 2 is the potential as well. Let me show you the radar, show you what's going on. These are the thunderstorm cells. Some ping-pong-sized hail has already made its way into some communities. I'm going to zoom into a couple places to show you where we have the most active cells. This one tracking to the south of Calgary could actually clip the south end of the city. Rain has already started in the south end, so this could clip, and we could even see some hail in the south end of the city. And then we have this one tracking towards Highway 2, south of High River, basically in between High River and Nanton, but could clip Nanton as well. Claresholm is where we're dealing with one of the worst cells right now, but this is starting to die out, but this has been producing that larger size hail, which is why there's a warning in place near Claresholm. And then we have more activity tracking here, tracking towards the Kiwi 2 as well. Cremona, you'll likely see some of this. So there's a lot going on. This is one of those days to absolutely take things seriously, and we have the potential for thunderstorm activity, especially at 8:30 in the city and even up until about midnight. And then through the overnight hours, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat, you could see that activity throughout the overnight hours. Pretty stable for tomorrow. There will be some slight development in the foothills. Some of it could track, which could result in an isolated shower later in the day tomorrow, but less likely to see that. And then Wednesday's dry. So when we look at that longer range forecast, temperatures will continue to climb. We'll be in the mid-20s by Wednesday, high 20s by Thursday, with a whole lot of sunshine.
All right, thunderstorm watch.
Yeah, here we go again, right? We've had a lot of rain. We've talked about this already throughout the show. We need some brightness in our days. we need to get some vitamin D out there, considering it's late July and we're used to getting vitamin D. 17 degrees is the cool daytime high so far, the current temperature today, but look at that. Into the 20s for tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud, fog patches in the morning, and then as those dissipate, we're looking at sunshine for the afternoon. Just a very small chance of a late day shower, but mainly sunny, stable for Wednesday and Thursday, mid-20s for Wednesday, high 20s for Thursday. Oh my goodness, we're going to enjoy the outdoors, right, Cam?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine that morning, 23 degrees, sunshine, and a coffee in your hand.
Bring Danielle in now. All this rain. It's not going to be the rainiest July ever, but we're kind of getting close.
We are getting closer, aren't we? So at this point, we're the 5th wettest July on record in Calgary, and we'll likely make it, by the time this month is all said and done, we'll likely make it to either 4th place or even 3rd place. I'll show you the numbers here. This is the record wettest month, 245.4 millimeters in 1927. But when we look at the 1961, 153. So this is first place here, second, third, 153.7 millimeters, which is a lot, but it's not that far away from where we're at. And this is actually taken in the morning. So this is where we're at right now. You could say 139.6, but we're looking at adding at least 10 to 15 millimeters to that number by the time this is said and done. So we have thunderstorms tracking towards the Cochrane area. There is hail associated with this one, ping pong ball size hail, and towards Claresholm down through even Fort Macleod, there's some cells developing. This is providing hail as well. So I'm going to keep you posted on this because this is that larger size hail too. Tara, it's an active day. More details coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in now. So more rain on the way tonight, but it gets better. The week's not bad.
Yeah, we need to focus on that because we definitely need our vitamin D, and we're going to get it. There's some in the forecast. Bright, hot days. I know, it seems almost crazy that that's in our forecast. Okay, in the yellow, severe thunderstorm watch in place for much of southern Alberta, as you can see here. And then we have the warnings in place closer to the Claresholm area, closer to the Cochrane area. I'm going to show you these cells. This is a look at all the thunderstorm activity happening on the BC side, tracking over, and it's gaining some steam too as it gets onto our side of the Rockies. So this is a very active, unstable day, and that's why some of these cells are really reaching that larger threshold of severe thunderstorm activity with that larger size hail, those stronger wind gusts. I'm going to zoom into a couple places. I'm going to pop out the lightning so you can see these cells, because this is the one of note right now. There's one just to the west of Claresholm here. It looks like it's starting to track further south, so towards the southeast. So Claresholm down through Grantham, this is where we're looking at getting that. We've already had one push through, but this is packed with some larger size hail, absolutely. So heads up there. These cells are dying out closer to Diamond Valley and Okotoks at this point, so it doesn't look like there's hail associated with these ones, but certainly big downpours, lots of lightning. And then tracking towards the Cochrane area, we're looking at this cell, which is producing some hail, likely ping pong ball size hail, could even be larger. We may even see some of this activity in Calgary, but likely it will die out a bit before it hits Calgary and will be mainly rainfall and lightning in the Calgary area, but still the potential of hail in all communities, especially along QE2 and Highway 2, right up until midnight tonight. And then things quiet down. 17, our little daytime high today, well below the normal of 24, but closer to that in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, where they got into the 20s today and are currently sitting at around 23. Okay, so fast forward through the overnight hours, again, 9:30, even around the midnight hour, we have potential for thunderstorm activity along QE2, Highway 2. And then in the overnight hours, that thunderstorm potential passes in through the Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat area. Then it quiets down. Ridge of high pressure builds in, gives us stability, gives us sunshine for tomorrow. There will be a couple pockets that will start to develop and gain some steam, but there's not enough in place for that to happen. So we may see some isolated showers late in the day, but it's a very small chance of that anyway. Okay, here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, a high of 23, and what? A little bit of sunshine. Sun and cloud for tomorrow. There may be some fog patches in the morning. Small chance of a supper time shower, but just a 30% chance, nothing to worry about. Mid-20s for Wednesday, high 20s for Thursday. Tara. 60 million.
I think your body would go numb if you were in shock like that.
You can buy a country.
Yeah, practically. Well, watching pro surfers is a popular pastime in San Diego. I think you could argue these guys qualify. 10 dogs on a surfboard at the same time riding the waves. I mean, they obviously know what they're doing.
Yeah, more than us.
Yeah. This is called Dog Beach, so maybe this isn't that unusual. Maybe they all ride surfboards there.
Is that an extra large surfboard too?
It's extra long for sure, yes.
That's so cute.
It's measured by dogs, so there's like a 3-dog and a 5-dog and then a 10-dog.
And you know they're enjoying it because they would just jump off if they didn't. So.
Absolutely.
Cool. Nice day at the beach.
Well, as we know, dogs can be fierce protectors, but I think this one misunderstood the assignment. Yeah, those decoy tennis balls, they're not going to break his concentration. He is intent on protecting the family from the male.
That male.
It's necessary.
I mean, sometimes there's bills in it.
If you could train him just to eat the bills, that would be good. I think it might be time for them to get a mailbox.
I agree.
I mean, the poor mailman. That's not good.
The poor mailman, and they're never getting their mail.
Well, we know kids learn by example, and they will copy all of your habits.
Limpa o óculos.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not the sweetest thing? So his dad wears glasses. He wanted to wear glasses like his dad. These ones don't have any lenses in them, but he was just playing. But he knew just what to do. When you take them off, you got to give him a little rub, even if you're not wearing a shirt.
Who needs a shirt when you got the baby belly tub? Look how cute.
That's adorable.
Okay, here's your Skywatch camera, and we have rain in parts of the city, and we have what may be some decent thunderstorm activity tracking towards the city as well, headed towards Cochrane at the moment. It may die out before it gets here, but it may not. 17 degrees is the current temperature. Today's daytime high also 17, which is far below the record or the normal of 24 degrees. So we are below normal. We'll get to more normal temperatures tomorrow. We'll get some sunshine tomorrow, some vitamin D, which we really do need considering it's been such a rainy month. But until we get there, active weather, and this is active weather to absolutely take seriously. So in the yellow, severe thunderstorm watch in place, and there are some key areas of note where we're looking at more severe storms, meaning that larger size hail and those stronger wind gusts and the bigger downpours. So here's all the lightning associated with all of these cells. I'm going to pop out the lightning and zoom around here so you can see. So this is the cell right now producing some decent size hail, at least ping pong ball size hail, if not greater, and that's tracking towards the Granham area. So mostly south of Clare's home towards the QE2 there. What's headed towards Cochrane, this line of storms, this is coming with some very strong wind gusts because it's a line of storms here. Also some pockets of hail in this, tracking towards the Cochrane area. So if you can get your car indoors and yourself, certainly, or car in the garage, the day to do that. Also, it may arrive in Calgary and even produce some hail in Calgary. That is the potential. Here's your Action Furnace 24-hour forecast. Action Furnace fixed right or it's free. There is the potential of showers and thunderstorm activity right up until about midnight tonight. Then that should quiet down. Fog patches developing overnight into early tomorrow morning, but a mainly sunny day for tomorrow. 23 degrees is our high, so a much brighter day than what we've had. 33 in Salmon Arm, 36 in Kamloops. This ridge of high pressure really building in. 26 for Edmonton, and it looks stable and dry for the most part for tomorrow for all these communities, getting into those high 20s for the Medicine Hat area. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. All right, final word goes to you, Danielle. There's some rain coming still tonight.
Yeah, we're not done with the rain for tonight. Up until midnight in the city, rain and thunderstorms possible. However, ridge of high pressure builds in tomorrow. A mix of sun and clouds. We should get enough sunshine tomorrow to get us up to 23 degrees, which is a departure from the 17 high we had today. There will be fog patches here and there, and there's a small chance of an isolated shower late in the day, but most likely what we're just looking at is the sunshine with some cloudy periods. Mid-20s for Wednesday, 27 by Thursday and Friday, and enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine and the heat we get, because next week looks, again, like we're going to drop down to the somewhat cooler temperatures, and it may be a little rainy as well. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Marlene Mitchell sent this in, and this is just a stunning day. She says she thought the clouds were going to part, but then no, they had different plans here, as you can see.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.